financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Franti.
We are delivering value. Skyline offers an incredible value to its customers, well beyond creating a great loan program for them. And Newhall Escrow, and myself in particular, believe that we deliver great value, well beyond just closing an escrow.
And the knowledge factor. I mean, whenever we have questions regarding, there's so many factors in real estate that you don't even know. and if you're with the right team, you don't even need to know because your team's got your back. But there are so many factors involving not just the financing, not just the escrow, but the property, the title. There's so many factors that hopefully your professional understands and can see ahead of the time to basically navigate you through the challenges that may come up in a real estate transaction.
Well, a big thing about that is managing expectations.
Oh, here we go.
And establishing expectations.
I love this.
So the key to successful transactions is establishing expectations up front. And you'd be surprised how many times I find, particularly agents that are out of the area, people that we don't know very well, and how little their client knows what to expect is going to happen in the process. So I make it a point to have a conversation with them and right up front and say, okay, here's what's going to happen. And I can go a little more detail on that, but we lay it out for them so that they know what's going to happen next and with whom, by whom, and who's responsible for what. And I find when we have that extra effort to communicate, not only do we create a great client for life because they're so grateful to have that guidance, that the transaction goes so smooth because they know what they're responsible for doing.
And they're accountable. I mean, and again, if you just tuned in, you're here with Don Getling and Steve Corn. We gave Gino a little time off for good behavior. Right here on the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show every Saturday 9 a.m. And what's cool is you can actually watch the show. We actually video this thanks to AP Productions, Furman Escovedo back there, and we got Lisa Solis back there running the controls for you, and you can watch it online live every Saturday at 9 a.m. But we also replay the show every day at 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. at donandgino.com so that you don't miss some of this great information we get from some of the best professionals we've ever worked with in 4 years now doing the show, and it's a special. It's special for me to have you on the show, Steve.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, it's great to have you here, bud.
So what's set up right now, the market, we've been warning you on the National Real Estate Cafe daily at nrecafe.com and on our show every week. We've been warning you the market has been heating up, and actually we're hitting some of the best numbers we have seen in years. In fact, the last number came out from Case-Shiller has a home price index up, but also pending home sales is up 12% year over year. You're seeing that out there as one of the top escrow companies.
For sure. Activity's really started to heat up in the last 3 weeks in particular.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, just the escrow, the inquiries about opening up an escrow, selling a house. How do I do it? What do I do? Who do I need to call? And then all of our real estate partners in our valley, the ones that are working.
There you go.
The ones that are really working.
Big difference.
That's right. And there's a big, and definition of working is doing the things necessary to be of value to your client.
Not just putting a sign in the yard?
That's right. Yeah, knowing the inventory, knowing the prices, knowing your numbers.
It is key right now because what's unique about this area, and why I love, Steve, that you brought up the importance of using a local professional, an experienced, accountable local professional, whether it's real estate, whether it's escrow, whether it's lending, can change everything for you because this is a unique area. Every pocket's different. And all three parties got to understand your specific area of Santa Clarita Valley because it all makes a difference. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. What's interesting is, as I commented earlier about an out-of-the-area realtor representing a buyer buying a home up here and how little the buyer knew about the process. Our local realtors are so well-versed in their field that their sellers are well prepared. So when I call the seller to say, hi, Steve Corn, Newhall Escrow, part of the so-and-so team, they go, yeah, great, I heard all about you. And in fact, we were a past client and glad to be back. It's great. And yeah, we're ready to get working. And then I start walking through the process. They got it all dialed in. They've got things scheduled. They got things working. So it's really cool to see that our local real estate professionals are a step above. I mean this, a step above other regions because other territories, I think the level of sophistication of the market is different. Therefore,
Well, also, if maybe you can back me up on this, Steve, is the accountability in a lot of areas that are huge and more not one pocket, because we're in our own little community here. Therefore, they can be a little more anonymous. You cannot be anonymous here in Santa Clarita.
Right.
Therefore, you have to be that much more accountable, I feel.
100% agree to that, because the public understands a great job, and word gets around fast when you do a great job, and it goes even faster when you don't do a good job. So that's why I think people have learned in our industry that it's much better to be on your game than it is to fake it.
Okay. So on that note, and you're here with Don Getling with Skyline Home Loans and Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show, and Steve Corn, owner of Newhall Escrow. And let's talk about this market. We only got a couple minutes, so let's tee it up for the next segment about how hot this market is. We have an inventory problem. We have less than 500 homes. We were up to 800 at one point. A healthy market's what, 1,200 to 2,400?
Right. Yeah, we're at a 3-month supply, I believe, or something right around
Actually,
there.
a month.
Is that what 500 listings?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it may be a little over a month and a half, because
Right.
we're selling 350
Right.
or so to 400. So we have a little over a month. A healthy market, again, should have around 6 months supply, and we have a month and a half.
Yeah.
That's a problem out here.
And you know what? If you're in a market right and looking for a piece of property, you are almost fooling yourself if you're out there unprepared. And the only way to be prepared is to get yourself pre-approved with a local lender like Skyline, because the bottom line is a local listing agent who represents a seller is going to look at multiple offers and notice a local lender that they know and trust, and they're going to look at that offer first versus somebody that may be out of the area that they don't know, or even out of state.
There's no doubt about it, because as you said, our agents are very accountable to you out here, and they care about their reputation and doing a great job. Therefore, there is no way they're going to take your home off the market. If they're your listing agent and looking for the best buyer, they're not going to take that home off the market for some lender or any questions about that deal. Either they're going to know them, or they're going to make sure that a local lender at least is doing a cross qualification.
Right. And that's a great point, because I advise sellers all the time when they're looking to go it on their own, which I don't advise all the time. But if they do, and they're going to go it on their own, meaning sell the property by themselves, they should definitely have their prospective buyers be looked at by a local accountable lender.
Well, I don't know how many times we have either caught some issues that we found. You never know. Maybe they fell in love with the home, they want the home, but that doesn't always mean they qualify for the home. So a couple times we have caught, where their income levels are not going to be approved. They hadn't even filed their 2014 taxes that they need to qualify. I mean, they want the home, but they didn't realize that, because their lender did not tell them that, sorry, we're not going to have the transcripts back in time for you to close this escrow. That's just one example. Or that we found better options for them, because that lender may only have one option. If they're working with a bank that only has their options, we have multiple options. So there's a lot of great information you get from great professionals like Steve Corn and our great professionals out here. So make sure you stay tuned, because we got one more segment where we're going to talk about the current housing market, how hot it is, how you can be successful, and also the CFPB has made some changes on your behalf that you need to know about. We'll be right back.